Warning, the show may contain some crude humor and mild swearing. Listener discretion is advised. This show is produced by Geek Happy Network, constantly curious about the things we love. If you enjoyed listening to Smörgåsbord, remember to subscribe to the show on Spotify, YouTube, or on your favorite podcast app. Remember to leave a review. We would love to hear your thoughts. This is Smörgåsbord!
Welcome to Smörgåsbord, a show where we explore the rituals, myths, and all things strange about the world of food. I'm Mick, and here is my co-host,
Angel.
And today we're joined by Kat. Would you want to introduce yourself, Kat?
I think our internet just died.
It's a good
very
freeze frame.
timely.
Internet died. Sorry.
We are still recording.
Right at the beginning. I was like, that. What I knew it was dying. As it was like this.
I saw your video freeze, and I'm like, I should make yak noises, but I don't know what yaks sound like.
They snort. I think.
Yeah.
They can. Oh my god. Come on, internet.
Are you downloading some
hardcore yak?
Hardcore.
I'm not downloading hardcore yak. What's going
Just
on?
softcore. I guess we'll start from the top.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's right. And today we are joined by Kat. Hey, Kat.
Hi. Hello.
Hey, Kat. Would you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
I'm boring. I'm Katrina Salisbury is my full name. If you ever want to stalk me, please don't.
I already do.
I mean, that's okay, Angel. I know you do. I'm a voice actress from Vancouver, Canada. I've also directed one thing, but I won't call myself a director because that is literally one thing.
It's a very good thing, and we should link it.
It's
in
a
the
very,
show
very
notes.
good thing.
I feel like it's quite timely.
It
Still.
really is.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
But it's a lighthearted take.
Very lighthearted.
Is it? Or is it now a documentary?
Oh.
Oh boy.
Y'all should just go watch it.
Yeah. Is it available online?
We put it online. Okay. Yeah. It is available on the YouTube.
The movie is called
The Chattening.
The Chattening. Okay, we're gonna put it up. We'll put the link or something in the description or whatnot.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you can see me as a
Uber driver.
Yeah.
Yeah. You were the Uber driver.
I was the Uber driver. I made a cameo.
Nice. Very Hitchcock of you.
But Kat is also a yak.
A yak?
I am a yak.
Oh. Oh yeah, that's right. A yak from a TV show or something.
From this little show called My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic. I don't know. You may have heard of it. You might have not.
It's a big following from what I hear.
It's pretty big following. Yeah.
Well, it's kind of
crazy.
Perfectly timed to have you as our guest if you are the yak in My Little Ponies, because today we're talking about yaks.
This was not planned or anything.
No. We didn't. It was definitely in our schedule. Now, Kat, since you are a yak in the show, do you know much about yaks?
I know almost nothing. I know they have horns.
Yeah.
They have fur.
True.
They look like shaggy cows.
They do look like big shaggy cows, like cow mixed with buffalo, but more cow body.
And a little goatee, a little bit. Just a little.
You know, little teeny bit goatee, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they all got, put in a bowl, mixed together, and there's a yak. I think you can use their fur to make blankets.
Ooh.
Yak fur blanket.
The only...
That's the one fact I know.
The only yak that I've interacted with, this is not even real. It's on World of Warcraft.
A torrent?
No, they had yaks in one of the expansion I don't even
What?
remember which one you can get a yak
Are
mount.
you serious?
No. Yes.
Well, now I need to go get. I shouldn't, but I need to go get that expansion. I stopped playing in Cataclysm, so it definitely wasn't.
I think it might be
up until
after
there.
that. But yeah, there was
Legion?
I remember there's a whole quest where you go to a yak farm, you ride a yak around, and you do like farm quests.
Was it in the
Someone used to play World
mountains?
of Warcraft. I should
It
know.
was mountainy looking. And there's like a quest called the Yak Wash where you have to like go wash some yaks.
I thought World of
Amazing
Warcraft
quest
was like
lines.
Yeah.
fighting things. This sounds like The Sims.
Well, it is.
It's not the same.
Sometimes you gotta do.
You gotta do some other stuff for some other
Yeah,
people.
Can't always be fighting.
That's true. We learned that in Tangled as well. Well, yeah, so we're talking today about yaks and the bloody truth about them. As we talked about in an earlier episode about blood, we covered a little bit about blood drinking, drinking blood of yaks.
Oh,
So we figured today we're just going to cover a little bit more about it and see where we go. But before we start, why don't we cover a little bit about what's in our palate this week? Angela, you been eating anything much this week?
I try to make scotched eggs. Which,
Ooh.
if you don't,
What are
if you don't know
those?
what it is, you kind of soft boil some eggs, and then you get sausages, and then you take it out of the casing, punch it, make it flat, and then you wrap it around the egg, and then you dip it in panko, and then you can either deep fry it or you can bake it. So you end up with this
Whoa.
crispy, crusted, sausagey wrapped egg. It's pretty good.
Whoa. Where does the
That sounds
scotch
really
come into
good.
play?
I have no idea. I thought when I picked the recipe, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna dunk this in some alcohol, right?
You bought a bunch of scotch for it, and then you didn't even need it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I guess you can drink it on the side.
Yeah, I guess
Exactly.
so.
That's
Oh,
the dipping
darn.
sauce.
Yeah. Oh,
Mm.
yes.
But I
How is
highly
it?
recommend it with some hot sauce.
Ooh,
Yum.
nice. Well, I cooked some croquettes today, or yesterday, or
Ooh.
Ia did at least, and she shared those croquettes, which also uses panko, but potatoes instead of eggs.
Right. Panko's got such a great texture.
It does, yeah.
It does. Can go on anything.
Yeah.
Anything
I
that's
have a bag
boring,
of it
just-
literally right beside me.
you just have a bag of panko.
For those
You just
listening,
eat it with a
that's-
No, I have like a bag of my old, because I moved recently, so I have a bunch of like non-perishable food items I didn't put away yet. So there's a bag beside me and some pancos in there.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, we actually can't tell where you're sitting because
I'm-
you're sitting in Hollywood. So we don't know
I'm
if
in
you're
my
like in a
bedroom.
living room or a kitchen or we don't know.
Or in a farm of panko crumbs.
Oh yes.
Maybe.
Panko factory. Ooh. Met Gala.
Oh.
Hello.
Maybe I'm at the Met Gala.
Where they serve panko, of course.
Oh no.
Oh. Where did he come from?
He's just in my room.
Oh, hey.
My room.
Hi,
It's
room.
filled, it's
Very
filled with panko,
plain.
by the way.
Yeah.
It's
a
a
panko room.
panko and 2 pictures. I had to take down all of my old teenage posters when I came back here
Oh, no.
for the quarantine. I was like, ooh, this Eric Northman from True Blood poster should probably come down now.
Uh-huh.
I'm an adult.
Are we?
Yeah, so today we're just going to talk a little bit about what yaks are, their importance in certain areas of the world, and then just cover a little bit about the Blood Drinking Festival and how it works. So what exactly are yaks? Well, as you guys mentioned, yaks are animals, and they belong in the bovine family, which includes animals like bisons, buffaloes, and cows, which probably explains why they look like bisons, buffaloes, and cows, and a touch of goat.
But with bangs.
with bangs.
Yes, bangs. You got little hair.
They're bisons, or they're buffaloes with bangs, I guess.
Buffaloes with bangs.
Bangfalos.
Yeah. Bangfalos. New name. We're not scientists, but we could name animals.
Oh yes, bangfalos. That's a Latin name.
Yeah,
They're so cute.
they are. Yeah, if you've never seen a yak, they look like cows with just a lot of hair, a handlebar horn, and a hump in their back. Their hump is actually a fat storage system that helps these animals survive with times with not a lot of food, which is similar to camels.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Oh.
They can be black, white, or brown. And unlike bisons and buffaloes who tend to be found in fields or flatlands, they're found in higher elevations, so more in mountain ranges and all that. So in the thousands of meters of elevation rather than flat land. They are actually native to Asia first, specifically in the Himalayan mountains, and believe that they first were domesticated in the little country of Tibet for thousands of years ago.
Must have been Pandaria. The expansion.
Okay, yes. I didn't play far into Pandaria.
It wasn't a very good one.
Oh no.
Anyway, continue.
Yeah. Well, today, though, yaks are found actually all around the world, as people have found many uses for yaks, from transport to food and farming. There are two species of yaks today, wild yaks and domesticated yaks.
Ooh.
Wild yaks, or their Latin name Bos mutus, which translates to speechless cow. And
Aw.
domestic yaks are
They're
Bos.
just introverted.
They are. They actually don't make a lot of sounds compared to cows that moo and bisons that grunt and stuff. Yaks are kind of quiet. And domestic yaks are called Bos grunines, which is grunting cow. So I guess maybe domestic ones make a little bit more sound.
The wild ones.
Yeah.
Wilds are
They're just quiet. They're actually the silent assassins of the bovine family.
Ooh.
what?
Yeah. They're so quiet and nimble. I actually don't know. I'm not
They're
a scientist.
Not actual yak facts.
Not actual yak facts. What an actual yak fact is, though, is wild yaks are larger than domestic yaks. They're almost 2 meters tall at the shoulder and can weigh about 800 kilos, while domestic
crap.
yaks weigh way less, from 300 to 500
Oh.
kilos.
So I would not want to mess with one in real life.
I mean, they're pretty chill. They're like,
I'd still be scared.
with the shaggy hair and the bangs and all that, you give them a joint, they just look like stoners chilling in a field.
Hippies.
Hippies, yeah.
And they have that spiky little horn on
Yeah,
the side.
that's true. They do have a thick layer of hair and a thick layer of fat, which makes them more resistant to cold than most of their cousins. Their diet usually involves rice and foliage, so moss, different herbs and stuff. Generally eat herbs that humans don't tend to eat.
Oh, they're vegetarian introverts.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they just eat other things.
Yeah.
So everything's getting used.
They are. They do. And arguably, when looking into farming information about yaks, they're actually better to raise than cows, potentially,
Oh.
as they eat way less in food than cows do. They're also able to forage food on their own, rather than cows, which you kind of have to feed. They're more disease resistant, and they are more able to just move around, and you kind of just leave them. Like buffaloes and bisons apparently are hard to raise because they need space, while yaks just kind of
They just chill.
stand there. So
That's adorable.
yeah,
They're like
I'm
the
sure
I
ideal
want a
pet.
little baby yak.
they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're so cute with the hair and all that, and they're just.
Yeah.
I think I spent.
Do you think there's like miniature yaks? Are those a breed?
Bonsai or yaks?
Yeah.
Maybe. Yak meat itself also is low in fat, deep crimson in color, and tastes sweeter than venison, and even more tender than buffalo. So it even sounds like a better
Oh.
alternative for meat.
Oh,
Wild
they're
yaks
good alive
themselves-
and dead.
Yeah. Many uses alive
That's
and dead.
dark.
Yeah.
Wild yaks
Darkest
themselves are
timeline.
pretty endangered right now. A big part of
No!
it is there's not much protection for them, and they tend to interbreed with domestic cattle. So in some ways, the wild yaks are just getting domesticated.
Oh, they're making yak cows.
Yeah, cows.
Yeah, cows?
Yeah.
Cow.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess if you could interbreed with your cousins twice removed, I don't know how that works.
I don't know. That doesn't sound.
I mean,
Nice.
donkeys and horses can breed, right?
Yeah.
That's what mules
yeah,
are.
they
True.
can. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you can't breed a donkey with a donkey? Something about like
Really?
a hybrid? No. I don't know.
Huh.
I'm not a scientist. So there's some combination where they can't reproduce on their own.
Oh. Maybe male and male donkey?
No, if it's like a male horse and a female donkey, they can make a mule. Or is
Oh.
it the other way around?
Oh.
I don't know. I read about this one day in a
Wow.
Wikipedia spiral.
But yeah, I think I didn't see anything like that when it comes to yaks and cattle. So maybe they can just
Mm.
yak it up anywhere.
Yak it up.
Yeah. Speaking of yakking up, when yaks get pregnant, apparently they have a tendency to home back into their place of birth. So when
Oh.
nomadic people have herds of yaks, they tend to have someone watching out for pregnant yaks who might steer away from the group and go back home.
How do they remember where they were?
Fish do, right? Like, was it salmon
Yeah,
that's
fish
true.
can
that do
Yeah.
or something?
And I
Yeah.
mean, like, a lot of animals, I don't know if it has to do with smell or anything, but like, they can venture away and then they can come back.
Yeah.
And bees apparently can, like, when they go out to pollinate, bees go 3 kilometers out and around and then always end up back home.
Yeah.
So I don't know, they have like a homing
Yeah.
beacon of some
Pheromone.
sort.
They have like their
Pheromone
own
radar.
GPS devices built
Yeah.
in or something.
Memory, just
Yeah.
like us.
Yeah, I don't even know what it felt like when I gave birth.
Dude, I don't
What?
know how to get anywhere without Google Maps. So.
Yeah.
Google Maps.
Another fun yak fact is they're very easily trained. So apparently yaks can be trained to even just come back home right away. So one way that nomads would do that apparently is they would have rocks in their slingshots and throw it to the direction of the yak to signify that it's time to go back home. And they learn it pretty
cute.
quickly. Now, of course, there are yaks are native to Asia, but there are yaks around North America nowadays. A lot of it is coming here for breeding and for farming purposes. There is some movement to try to replace cow or beef with yaks because of some of the benefits that we mentioned earlier. Interestingly enough, some people find it that the name yak is just kind of disturbing because it's so close to yuck. So there was someone to try to make a motion to call yak meat Himalayan beef instead,
That's too many
which
syllables.
was
dude.
denied.
Yeah, they're yaks.
They're yaks, yeah.
This is
They're
like
just
a
there.
colonialism thing.
Yeah,
They're
it
just
is.
gonna name it. It's like, I don't like that name. It sounds foreign.
Isn't everything
Change
like
it.
that? Yeah.
Hmm.
It's like our first 10 episodes. What's the history of this? Oh, it's
Colonialism.
Oh my god.
Oops. But yeah, in some places in the world like Tibet and Nepal, yaks are hailed as one of the most important animals, as they're one of the animals that have so much variety when it comes to uses. I think some people like call them almost like boats because they are able to transport things for people. Aside from being able to do that, they're also an animal that has a use for every body part that they have. So like we mentioned, the meat is good. You could use that to eat food, or you could use the meat to eat for sustenance, and they're also kind of low maintenance obtain. You can make sausages, jerky, jelly. There's even canned meats down in Tibet and Nepal that you could have.
God,
with
yak spam.
yak. Yeah, there might be yak spam, honestly. Their hide and hair are also good for creating clothes. Their hair is comparable apparently to cashmere.
Ooh,
So
so
there's
soft.
another move to try to make yak hair kind of cashmere equivalent already. Their milk is also another great source of nutrients. Their bones are even used for certain medicinal purposes or even calcium supplements. You could even have yak tea or pocha in Tibet. It's black tea mixed with yak butter and milk with some salt. It's actually more soupy than it is tea.
T-E?
Tea, yeah.
T-E? I would drink that. That
Yeah.
sounds interesting.
That sounds interesting.
It's pretty strong apparently, but it sounds good.
Milk and butter, though? Milk and butter's delicious.
Yeah. I've recently learned to appreciate butter. I used to not like butter.
You
Not-
didn't appreciate butter?
I didn't like it for the longest time. Yeah.
Whoa,
What?
that's weird.
Yeah.
I used to, now, this is probably why I'm going to die at an early age, but I used to eat butter as a child.
Me
Oh
too.
my goodness.
Yeah, it's so,
What?
because you taste it, and it's really yummy.
Really?
I mean, as a kid, like when you're 5 years old, you have no idea.
You're just like, this is a good thing. I'm going to put it in my mouth.
You're just like, wow, this tastes really good.
Yellow
so I'd
chocolate.
literally take a fork
and just
Oh
eat
my
butter.
goodness.
and eat butter.
I
And then my
did.
parents caught me one day and yelled at me and explained to me that it was not
It's
good.
it's not yellow chocolate, cat.
Ah. No, whenever my mom would take
That's
me
when I
to
learned
restaurants,
disappointment.
you know how they serve like bread with butter? I'd just be like, I don't
Yeah.
want the bread. I just want the butter.
No, the butter.
Really?
And
Yeah.
it's whipped. It's whipped butter. It's
Oh, whipped
so
butter
good.
is pretty good.
Now I wonder what
Now I
yak
need it.
butter tastes like.
Yeah.
I'm interested.
We should find it. For any of
Find
our
some yak
10
butter.
listeners, can you send us some yak butter, please?
Find us yak butter.
Yeah. Now, the most surprising part of the yak that I thought would not have a purpose but did was their poop.
What?
They found a way to take advantage of yak poop.
What?
Apparently, you
Zero
could use
waste.
their poop as coal to keep your stoves hot.
What?
So they
Oh,
would just
wow.
grab the poop
Nice.
and keep it to, ignite their stoves.
That's crazy.
Now, there are some environmental concerns about burning shit. It does have a lot of carbon.
Yeah?
The smell, I didn't read anything about issues with the smell. So,
Well, they're just
Who knows?
vegetarians, and then it's kind of just like burning grass, right?
yeah, I guess. I mean,
Yeah.
we did have that episode about ptarmigan poop, which is snow geese, and how people in Iceland would eat ptarmigan poop at certain times. So, there are uses for poop.
I just listened to an audiobook where they reference ptarmigans, and I'm like, I know what that is. So
Oh.
just wanted to put that in there.
Mm.
There's snow
Otherwise, I'd be
chickens,
like,
yeah.
what is that word? Whatever.
But yeah,
So
yaks
yaks are just cold cows.
cold cows. Yep, they're the ptarmigans of cows. But yeah, yaks are kind of really very important in Tibet and Nepal. In fact, they're so important in Tibet that they have a rare festival called the Yak Festival. People dress up for it. Yaks are sacrificed to deities. There are even yak races.
Oh my.
This festival itself is celebrated on the 15th day of the 8th month in the Tibetan calendar. And as we learned about certain calendars, they're all different. This one's actually even different from the lunar calendar we learned before. The Tibetan calendar runs in a luni-solar calendar, which means
know
that
what that
their
means.
months are tracked their months are tracked by the moon, but their year is tracked by the sun. That's like the super
Oh.
simplified version of it.
Huh. I don't know how to math that in my head.
Yeah, I don't.
Nor
we're not
do
gonna
I.
go into the details of that, but pretty much, more or less, their years last about as long as our years, which is the solar years. But just the way they track the months are different. Now they do celebrate the festival itself annually, but the grandness seems to vary. From the way I understood what I researched on, it seems like a full celebration with the yak races and the sacrifices and all that are pretty expensive for the people there. So they almost never do that. It apparently has only happened once in the past century. But some level of celebrating yaks seem to happen every year. That's the hot take. But I'm not an archaeologist.
or a calendarologist.
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 When it comes to Nepal, just like Tibet, yaks are also held in high regard. If people don't know where Nepal and Tibet are, they're right beside each other, Tibet being the north, Nepal being the south of the Himalayan mountains. This could probably explain the similarity of why they value yaks, because that's probably their cows. One notable yak event in Nepal is what we want to cover today is the blood drinking festival.
Watch out, Yona.
She's too popular. They could never.
Wait, is Yona the name of the yak
Yeah.
in My Little Pony?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a cool name.
Yeah.
Yona the yak.
Originally, when I auditioned for her name was Yana, and then they switched it
To Yona?
on the first episode to Yona. Yeah, it was Yana, and then when we started recording, it was Yona.
Oh.
I don't know what the switch was there,
The-
but I like Yona.
Yeah, I
Was
like
it
Yona too.
One of the ponies accidentally said Yona and then they didn't realize.
They just went with it.
Ah, damn it. Just rewrite it.
Maybe, but it was changed when I went to record the first episode. So
Oh, weird.
Like in the
yeah,
script.
yeah, in the script. Yeah, when they were like,
Oh.
okay, it's like they just changed it.
Interesting.
I
like it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yona sounds cool. Yona.
Yana is a great name, but
We're gonna go with Yona.
yeah, we're gonna go with Yona.
Now, are you allowed to share what the Yona sounds like?
I think so. I mean, the show's over, so I
Oh,
can't
is
get
it?
fired, right? Yeah, we
Oh,
stopped. We finished at season 9.
Oh, wow. I didn't know it
That's a
went
Season
lot of
9.
seasons.
Dang.
It's a lot of seasons.
How many episodes is
I think
that?
over 200.
That's a lot of
Yeah.
ponies.
That's a lot
Oh.
of yak.
I think 200 and something, because I think the 200th episode was in the 9th season, if I'm correct.
Oh, wow.
I didn't do 9 seasons. I only did 2 seasons.
Oh,
But the ponies had been around for
right.
9 seasons.
Oh,
Got
I
it.
see.
Yes. Yes.
But wait, yaks aren't horses, though. So how does the yak get involved with a bunch of little ponies?
Exchange
The
students.
ponies, yes. The ponies opened up a school of friendship and invited different species from all around Equestria. So
Oh.
the yaks came, and the dragons came, and changelings came,
Oh, wow.
and griffins came, and everybody came and learned how to become closer allies. Because there was tension before.
Right.
Yaks thought they were the best. They didn't want to hear anybody else's opinion.
Right.
But then Yona goes to learn
Right.
better together.
It sounds like a very valuable lesson at some point of history.
It is.
Because
Yes.
friendship
Maybe
is
today, I don't
magic.
know.
Maybe today. It'd be pretty, maybe a few people should go watch a show about friendship is magic
Yeah.
and how you band together
Yeah.
to change things.
Yeah. But we're not politicians, so
Yeah.
what do we know?
No, we don't know.
Not at all.
What am I talking about? I'm talking about a kid's show.
Yeah,
We're
we're
talking about
blood
yaks.
drinking festivals and kid shows.
Yeah.
What are we doing here? But yeah, so
Uh-oh.
like we
Here
did
goes
cover
Mitch.
the blood episode before and talked about the blood drinking festival in Nepal. So we're just going to talk a little bit more about it. It's called the Kun Kune ritual in some places of Nepal, and it literally translates to drinking blood. The possible roots of the blood drinking seem to come from Buddhism. Now, in Nepal itself, majority of people practice Hinduism nowadays there, where Buddhism is really just the second largest religion with 10% of people practicing Buddhism. But it seems like the actual history of Buddhism comes from Nepal, where it says that the finding or the discovery or the creation of Buddhism came somewhere in Nepal rather than India. The reason why it possibly roots from Buddhism, at least the blood drinking ritual, is because it's a firm belief in Buddhism that you can't kill an animal. So potentially a way for people to be able to extract some kind of thing from a yak would be not to kill it, would be just to extract its blood.
Cut it a little.
Oh, so they just kind of like siphon some blood out?
Yeah, so the way it works is they don't
Oh.
actually kill the yaks when they do the blood drinking festival. No yaks are intentionally killed during the blood drinking festival. The blood drinking festival only requires one to consume the blood of an animal and not necessarily kill it. Another possible reason for drinking blood is because it's also believed that there are medicinal properties in the blood because of the diet of the yaks. Yaks tend to eat a lot of herbs, and one possible way to receive the medicinal properties of these herbs is by potentially consuming the blood. The roots of the festival itself, though, come from Tibet in Mustang, North Nepal. When it was discovered, though, or when the ritual was founded, it was still part of the Tibetan kingdom. So, as we all probably want to know, how exactly does this blood drinking festival work? Well, it's actually pretty straightforward. It's just a bunch of people hanging out and drinking blood. There are no yak races in this one. There are no ritual
Typical
sacrifices to some god. It's just, your typical week, chilling.
Sip a little,
A
sip
lot
a
of
little blood.
Yeah. Generally, people would just climb the mountains to visit people with the yaks to drink the blood. Most of the people who come will tend to have chronic diseases who would come up in hopes to have a cure for something that medicine cannot, or some other people will come up with different ailments as well. Gastritis seems to be a very common reason to come up to drink blood. I don't know if blood actually cures gastritis, but that's one reason. So people would
Maybe
come up.
placebo blood.
It probably might be, yeah.
Could be. Yeah.
But yeah, especially with people with chronic diseases, I'm sure it just helps mentally, if not action in physical form.
Yeah.
So people would come up. It seems to be more of just like a chill time. People seem to just come up, play cards, eat food. It seems like it's more of a vacation from everyday life more than anything. with a little bit of blood.
And get away.
Friendship is magic.
Yeah. If magic is blood.
Oh my god. Well, you know, it's a little sipping on blood and juice.
Yeah.
Us.
Ooh. And some red tea there.
Yeah.
Yum. Now, how exactly do they
Interesting.
drain this blood? Because I'm sure that's a big question. We're all
I
trying to
am
wonder.
curious if they're.
So the blood is
Describe
actually
a bit.
drained very carefully by slitting the throat of a yak.
That sounds like
That sounds like a murderous time.
It does, right? But I mean, that is the easiest way to get blood drained. It's more. I don't think it's not like a slitting that you typically see in movies. It's more of, I guess, puncturing a hole in the neck kind of idea.
Mm.
Too small a cut obviously won't let you drain. Too big might make them actually overbleed to death. So the cuts themselves are made by professionals, which seem to be called AMJI, AAMJI, and every yak is kind of capable of being harvested for their blood. Actually, any yak over the age of 2, except for lactating female yaks. A cup of yak blood itself costs about $1 Canadian, and each yak can give anywhere between 20 to 40 cups of blood. The way to consume it is you want to consume the blood fresh and hot before it freezes over, because we are in the high mountains of the Himalayas, so it can get cold.
Are these domestic yaks or are these the wild yaks?
These are most likely domestic yaks.
I'm like, how'd they get close to the wild
Yeah,
yaks?
because a lot of the people up there, I think, are pretty nomadic and they have their own collection of yaks. So you usually come up to the nomadic family or village or whatever. Now, I don't know if you could get yak blood ice cream. I mean, I guess if you just don't drink it and it freezes over, then there you go.
And icy.
Yeah.
And icy.
Yeah, maybe mix some yak butter or
That's true.
something. I don't know. And
Sure.
I guess to no surprise, you could also buy yak poo, as some people use it to heal wounds. I don't know if it actually heals wounds, but people do buy it to heal wounds.
Friendship is magic.
That's the tagline for anything.
I guess you'd
now.
use it as like a paste.
I guess so,
I
yeah.
suppose.
I mean-
Paste in a
Like
oven.
a salve.
Yeah.
Yeah,
true.
yeah.
I mean,
Interesting.
the herbs and medicinal proproperties probably transfer to the poo as well, so.
Hmm.
Maybe they could make essential oils out of it too. Who knows?
Sell it to the Karens.
Yeah. Now, while you're not allowed to kill a yak, if a yak happens to die, then you could harvest and eat it. This is part of the Buddhist belief that you're not allowed to kill a yak, or you're not allowed to kill an animal, but if there happens to be a dead animal, you could eat it. There's nothing against eating animals in most Buddhist practices. Meat is also rare in Nepalese diet. Apparently, the team tends to have a diet that revolves around rice, lentils, and vegetables. And yeah, overbleeding does happen, if you were wondering. So sometimes there are mistakes that happen and a yak can overbleed and die. I think in our blood episode, we kind of covered a little bit of this. But yeah, so overbleeding does happen. And when the yak happens to die, then people can eat. I know in the last episode, we joked around a little bit about it, where it's debatable whether they accidentally let this yak overbleed or not, sometimes because of the rarity of meat in Nepalese food. So who knows? There's also some concerns about draining too much in the yak, because they might also start feeling, I don't know, lightheaded and might have a hard time climbing a mountain and fall.
Oh.
So yeah, this
Poor
whole
Lloyd.
festival does come with some controversy. And a big part of it is obviously when it comes to harming an animal. There are two stances in this. There seem to be two sides to this, where some believe that the yaks aren't actually harmed when they get their blood drained and it's not hurt. The arguments for it tend to say that you don't really see much reactions from the yak, so they seem fine. But many also believe that it does harm the animal itself. I mean, blood loss is a real thing for anybody that lives through blood. So, I'll leave it to y'all to have your own opinions on that one.
I prefer to not drink yak blood.
I don't know. Maybe I'm a little bit biased.
Yeah.
I feel connection to that. But I wonder.
Yeah.
I mean, like, if most are okay, then
Yeah.
Just
I
a
mean,
little.
I mean, how is it different than us eating meat in North America, really?
Yeah.
Other than we like mass
Kill them.
do it. Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Let's stick them in a pen that has no sunlight forever and eat them. So I don't really like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you be more inclined to drink the blood of a yak if they actually killed a yak for consumption?
I think I just don't like the idea of drinking blood.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm one of those people that likes their steak well done.
Oh.
Me too.
So I don't know if I would.
Do we have the
Try to
same
pick
palate?
some
We like
blood.
eating butter
I
and
think
we
we
like
do.
well done steak.
We like veggie straws.
Oh yeah.
But pineapple on pizza,
Nope.
well done steak. Not sure about yak blood. I just
I'm
don't.
so glad
Yeah.
somebody
feel
else here likes well done steak because I've gotten so much shit for it.
so much shit for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Everyone,
No, shut up.
We like our
I'm
steak
the
well done.
opposite.
Leave us alone.
Like I like my.
Although I
In
have
fact, I
had-
will burn it a little bit.
I did go and have one really, 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 really well done. Not well done. Like it was a rare steak that was well done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I feel like
yeah.
we have to get you
And
to.
it was melted in my mouth. Like I was like, whoa. Okay.
Yeah. Angel, we'll give you a good steak because like
I
usually.
did have to go to Wisconsin to get it.
Oh.
But
Oh, that's a little far.
it was good.
Yeah, I don't know if I could
It's
go to
good.
Wisconsin at this
The
point.
amount of cheese I'm gonna consume if I ever go to Wisconsin would be really scary.
Really
scary.
good cheese. Really good cheese. The cheese curds, fresh cheese curds. Oh, I just ate a bag of them.
Now that they have yak curds there too.
There's so much cheese.
Too much cheese. I would try yak cheese for sure.
Yeah.
Same.
It sounds good. I mean,
Yeah.
if they could drink it with tea, like at least the butter.
is it like-
so
Is it like creamy?
I think
Wonder.
apparently, yeah, it's very thick. The tea.
That sounds thick.
Sounds good.
Yeah,
I
the
want
tea
to try. I
itself is
want to
pretty
try
thick.
that. I don't know if I can handle blood, just
Yeah.
because, like, I don't. Blood, like we've all
Not a
tasted
vampire.
blood.
Yeah.
I just don't.
I don't like that
did
taste.
The taste, like, it's like very irony.
Yeah.
But maybe that's. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe it's different. Maybe it's very sweet because of all the herbs.
Maybe. Who knows? But yeah, as we
I don't
do
know.
with every episode, we cover whether it's healthy or is it good. When it comes to healthy, I don't know. We covered blood before. Genuinely said we had concerns about blood back then. I think it's the same today. There's a lot of iron in blood, so I'm assuming yak blood has a lot of iron as well. So
Mm.
that's not typically super good for you. There's
It's
also
okay, I'm anemic.
concerns-
It's fine.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
You need it then.
Just chug-a-lug that yak blood.
Get it.
Glug, glug,
No
glug.
iron pills for you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is
Yeah.
full of yak.
There's also concerns about yaks who may have TB, so consuming fresh
Oh,
blood can
boy.
give you
No.
TB.
You know what?
Never mind.
Deciding against that.
So I think it's a pass for me.
Yeah.
That's a pass for me
there's-
too.
There's some TB around there. I don't think I want to play around with that.
Yeah. And whether it comes
Oh.
to whether yak blood tastes good, I haven't seen much about it. But again, the reasons for people consuming blood doesn't seem to be for taste anyway.
Mm.
It seems to be for health and better living. But yak meat sounds delicious. So
Would try.
Bison's
Put me-
pretty good.
yeah. They tend to
I
say
love
this is one of the
bison, so if
best
it's-
of the bovines. So
Ooh.
if you like bison, you might
I do like bison.
love biak.
My
Yak.
peasant palate has only had cow. So
Oh my! You know what?
You're missing out.
If you find bison jerky,
Mm,
it is
yes.
so good.
do they have it
Like-
at 7-Eleven?
Maybe.
Angel,
we gotta get you
Probably not. Yeah, the bison wasn't in Vancouver when I had it.
No. Was it
Definitely out.
Wisconsin?
No, it was in Langley.
Oh.
Oh,
Is there
Gotta
bison
go
in
to the
Langley?
country.
I don't think they're in Langley, but like the stores
Huh?
sell it. They might be closer to Hope. There might be
Right.
some bison out there. I don't actually know where they are.
See, we could afford that. That we could put in the show budget.
Next time I
Trip to
go
Langley.
to the store, I will pick some up.
Yeah.
all right.
They're
Yeah.
pretty good. So yeah, that's
There's a store around here that has alligator too, but I don't want
Ooh,
to try that.
Alligator is
Um,
good. I like alligator.
Is it good?
Yeah.
Chickeny.
It's very
They scare
chickeny,
me.
actually. It
Yeah.
tastes like chicken with the texture of good steak. So
Oh,
I'm a big
okay,
fan.
okay.
I like it. There's a southern restaurant
You
down here
scare
that has
me.
a really good alligator bites.
Oh,
Yeah. Spicy
oh,
too.
that's right.
so-
I've had it before, and I thought it was just chicken.
yeah.
Definitely have not had alligator before. I have tried kangaroo before.
Ooh, what does
I
kangaroo
feel like
taste?
kangaroo would
Um,
be chewy.
I didn't. I was scared to try it because they just look like big bunnies. But it tasted
Really jacked bunnies.
it's really jacked bunnies that can kill you.
Kangaroo ripped.
Kangaroos are terrifying.
They are.
Like big reds. Like oh my goodness, they're like 6 feet tall and just jacked.
Yeah.
Like one punch and I'm like I'm dead.
Yeah.
Those kangaroos they'll get me.
Yeah.
It tasted like steak.
Oh, cool.
Texture and taste of steak. Maybe like a little more earthy.
Right. Oh.
The kangaroo I had, like, honestly just tasted like a steak.
Oh, cool. Maybe it was just a steak.
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of wondering. I'm like, was it just a steak?
That's what I was wondering about my alligator.
Labels.
Like, is it just chicken?
Yeah. Am I falling for it?
Yeah.
Maybe.
As long as it tastes good, I guess.
It was good. It was good.
Yeah, so that's our episode about yaks. Yeah, I don't know. I'm down for yak meat. I think everything about the yak I'm down to try.
Coming for you, Yona. With a fork and knife.
No, leave her alone. Leave Yona alone.
Fine. Yona,
She's
do you have a
probably too
cousin?
cute.
You know what? She's safe because she's a cartoon. So you can't eat a cartoon yak.
She's
Not
too cute
yet.
to consume.
She is too cute to consume. She's too cute. She's got a little blanket.
Oh, is she? I don't actually know what Yona looks like.
She's a brown yak.
Yona.
With a little green blanket on her back.
Oh, she is cute.
And she's got little braids. They braid her hair.
Yeah.
Aww.
Yeah. Yeah. And then they're wrapped up.
That's cute.
Yeah, I remember looking her up. I'm like, oh, she's adorable.
So cute.
Yeah.
She's got the little pouch on her back
Yeah, she does.
for her storage.
It's full of secrets.
Her hump.
Full of secrets.
That's where she keeps all her anxiety and animal hate.
No, she loves animals now. She's a loyal yak. She's learned her lesson.
She poops love, not carbon.
And then people use it as medicine.
Yeah.
Poop of friendship.
Okay. I'm just gonna give Bianca a note to fade cut this conversation to end the episode. That's it.
That one that you just had. No.
Yeah.
Bianca, fade cut this.
Yeah.
This is Smörgåsbord. Have a ritual, myth, or something strange you want us to explore? Send us a message through Facebook at Geek Happy Network or email us at team@geekhappynetwork.com. We'd love to hear from our fellow Smorgies. This show was created by Angel Lynn and Mick Narciso, hosted by Angel Lynn and Mick Narciso, edited by Mick Narciso and Bianca Goico, logo and graphics by Angel Lynn, music by Mick Narciso, and videography by Bianca Goico.